If you're an expat mum who moves countries regularly, after a while, you know exactly what's coming. The excitement of the new place, the sadness of leaving the old place, the worry about your children, the logistics of it all. Everyone knows their role, and you and your partner just get on with it. But somewhere in the middle of all of that, your own feelings and emotions get lost. Not because you don't feel them, but because you're too busy worrying about everyone else. No one prepares you for the emotional reality of moving countries over and over again. You have the packing lists, you have the school lists, you have the visa lists and the passports to check, but there's nothing for the emotional side, nothing that asks how you are actually doing. I'm Angela. I was an expat for 30 years across 11 different countries. I raised 2 boys overseas, repatriated, went through an expat divorce and a cancer diagnosis, and I'm here to talk honestly about it all. Moving in general comes with its own emotional load. It's even listed as one of the top 5 most stressful life events. But moving internationally with children when a partner's career is making many of the decisions and you need to hold it all together emotionally for everyone else, that's a completely different kettle of fish. I've learned that there are 6 emotional phases that expat mums go through every single time they move, and nobody talks about them. Your partner is focused on leaving one job and starting another one, and you're learning how your children handle each move because they are at such a different stage of development each time. And you're the one holding the emotional thread for all of them, which means your feelings and emotions usually don't even get a look in. So let's look at those 6 phases. Phase 1, this is before you leave. It's confirmed, you know you're moving. The boxes aren't packed yet, but your mind is already somewhere else. You're researching the new place, you're looking for schools, you're trying to find someone, anyone who has been there before or is still there. You're slowly beginning to prepare your children emotionally, and you want to be a supportive partner as your spouse navigates interviews and contract negotiations and handovers and things. And somewhere in the middle of all that, you start to fade into the background. Then comes phase 2, the in-between phase, when the container drives away and you actually feel a sense of relief. You exhale. You may be living out of suitcases, which brings its own level of stress, but somehow you feel freer. Maybe you go on vacation or you visit family in between, or maybe you go directly to your new destination. But either way, it's like a little pause between lives. Then you arrive and you're wide-eyed and you're so excited and you get that massive dopamine hit of a new country and new culture and new everything. But underneath all of that, you're quietly watching your children, wondering how they are really coping. You are always their safe person, the one that they can cling to or lash out at whenever their emotions show up. But right now, that's on steroids. And then phase 3, when the honeymoon wears off, the novelty fades and reality hits. You're not a tourist anymore. This is home now, except it doesn't quite feel like home yet because your shipment hasn't arrived, or maybe it has arrived and you haven't unpacked it yet. And everything still feels off. And then school starts. And for the first few weeks, you hold your breath at drop-off and barely breathe again until it's time to pick the children up. Because that's when the real work begins, not for you, but for them. And you can't do it for them. You can only wait and watch and hope that the transition will go well. And then we come to phase 4, the long middle. You're no longer new, but you're not quite yet settled. And how this feels depends enormously on where you are, whether the supermarket has the familiar ingredients that you need, whether you speak the language, whether your friends and your children's friends align so that everyone has a happy time spending time together on the weekends. And sometimes, in some places, you never settle. It's just not the place for you. But you keep going and you just make the most of it. And every now and again, you bring your attention to yourself. Who am I here? Because with every move, the roles shift. It's not just a new country, it's a new version of you. Depending on the culture, you might even have to navigate a new role as a woman in society. Your husband's position may have changed. Your role in the school environment may be different. And all of that takes time to figure out. And just when you're starting to think you have it all figured out, the visitors arrive. And sometimes that's a wonderful thing. And sometimes it's really not. Your life goes on hold. You're obligated to play tour guide, and the children are all over the place. Or maybe nobody visits at all and you wish they would. And that's its own kind of loneliness. And then comes phase 5, when you finally feel settled. And this phase kind of sneaks up on you. You've done all the work, you've found your people, and you know the rhythm of the place. You've stopped being the new one, and it feels really good. But it's also a little bittersweet because you can see that your children have settled also. They have friends, they have a life for themselves, and you know you're going to have to take them away from all of that again as you edge closer to phase 6. When you know, but you don't know that you're leaving. This is the phase between the life you've built and the new life that's coming. Your partner's on his laptop looking at opportunities. Conversations are starting to happen that don't quite include you yet. Nothing's confirmed, but you know, you can feel it. And you can't plan, you can't grieve, you can't even really talk about it properly yet. But it's real. It's real enough to keep you awake at night, thinking about the countries you'd like to go to or the countries you'd rather avoid, thinking about your children's education and what a move right now would mean to them. And you think about your children, settled and happy and completely unaware. And your heart is already breaking a little because you know phase 1 is coming for them. And you know the cycle will begin again. And there's something else. Underneath all these 6 phases, running the whole time, is what I've come to call the engine. Your body is always ready to go again. You never fully park. You go through every single phase, you land, you settle, life finds its rhythm again, but you never quite turn that engine off. Whether you'd call it anxiety or excitement or something in between, it's just your body knowing that it isn't the last stop. And the more you move, the more you become aware of this. Always half ready, always with the engine running. This kind of expat lifestyle is often focused on your partner's career and your children's emotions. But in case no one has ever told you this, I want you to know that you matter too. The emotional load that you carry through every single one of these phases is incredible and mostly invisible. Your partner probably has no idea what you're going through, not really. And the family back home, they see the swimming pools and the lifestyles, but what they don't see is the isolation, the constant starting over, and the emotional weight of holding a family together through every single move. So if you take nothing else from this video, I want you to know that you are an enormously valuable part of this whole story. And I want to gently invite you to check in with yourself a little more often throughout each phase of this journey. I've created an emotional checklist for you that's completely free, no sign up, no email, just go to my website and have a look. The link is in the description below. And if you know an expat mom who needs to hear this today, or the family of an expat mom who could do with hearing this, then please share it with them. Thanks for being here with me today, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time.